And we're back.
And we're back. Good on camera. I'm good. So you're a world traveler, right? You've been on 7 different continents.
Yeah, I wish.
Traveling with kids. Like, how do you, Dad? Do you have like a pep talk? Mina, you're going to behave on this plane. And that's what it's going to be. Like, traveling, you've traveled with your wife for years before you had a kid.
Yep.
And I think for us, we traveled not as long as you guys, but the adjustment. Talk about traveling without a kid, then traveling with the kid. How does that?
I mean, traveling without a kid is easy. You want to leave on a Tuesday night, you just go ahead, you just do what you gotta do.
Yo, we out.
Fly first class, all that, you know. With a kid, it's different. You know, you gotta pack the diapers and bottles and wipes and everything. You know, they need so much. But we were lucky. I always say we were lucky with Amina. She was like best, easiest kid to travel with. I remember one flight, the flight attendant came, picked her up, and just walked around with her for like a half an hour. Brought her back later. It was like we was chilling, you know.
That's definitely not Spirit Airlines.
No, it was not Spirit. It was not Spirit. But no, it was definitely different though. It was just so much extra stuff you got to bring with you to go somewhere. Yeah, it's a lot.
I've done.
Have you traveled? Have y'all traveled?
Yeah, I've done a road trip to, if you want to call it, to Maryland. Maryland, but we didn't want to drive any further than 4 hours, 3 hours to Maryland, because we had to stop and the breastfeeding and the naps and the irritableness and all that. Then the plane to Atlanta. She was actually very good on that plane. I didn't even sit next to her. I have to sit with I'm a little taller, so I had to pay for an exit row or something. They didn't pay for that, and she had the cover over to breastfeed. So you know, you got to sit in your seat, you know, and breastfeed. She was great, and she sent me a picture up to the other seat I was at. She was great, but the thing was the rental car. I never use. Well, I don't want to say the company because they might sponsor us one day, but having her in the airport, Atlanta's airport, you know, Hartsfield Jackson Airport, taking that shuttle. Yeah. And then they messed up the rental car, and then you got to wait. Then there was a bunch of stuff. Oh, my God. And she fell asleep, you know, woke. It was just at night in Atlanta. It was bad, but I felt for that kid. But I've traveled by myself for years, bachelor. And I traveled with, at the time, girlfriend, fiance, wife. And just that's a huge adjustment, especially for men. I get up and go. Like shorts, I'm on
3 pairs of underwear and you just go. You just go.
Yeah, shorts, whatever. But getting a kid ready, man. Shout out to every woman who's that mom and you with the mom, and that's a lot, man. Then they got to get themselves ready. You know, they don't want to look like ish on the trip. They want to have their stuff ready, and you know, being in a hotel, making sure you have everything, or Airbnb, whatever. Yeah, we've traveled, and you know, did you see a change as she got older? Because I'm still 17 months in, but you've seen it from 1 through 8. Like, did you see how it's changed? Like, she's her own kid now on the plane. She packs herself.
Yeah, now she's like, she'll get her bag ready. She'll pack it. My wife will go and repack it because she'll only put toys and books in there.
Yeah.
But nah, she's really good on planes, and I guess she's used to it, so she's been on a lot of flights. But you know, there's times where it's turbulent. She'll be afraid, or afraid of that. But
I'm afraid a little.
I mean, it's scary sometimes. You never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, she's pretty good. I think there was a time where she was getting like these ear aches on the plane.
Is that thing? Like an ear pops or whatever?
And like I was like, you gotta blow it through your nose. She just didn't know how to do it. Like I think recently she figured out how to do that, but other than that, it hasn't been too bad.
Is she suggesting places for y'all to go? Like,
oh, all the time. She want to go everywhere. She want to go to Japan and India and like what she got friends from these places, so she just want to go and visit every place that she ever heard of.
As a dad, like we saw things even on TV, but like you've probably been more places with her, growing up the way we did, than you've been even when your childhood. Like she's getting a world of experience.
Oh yeah, my first my first time on a plane, I was 25 years old. 25, man. Her first time. She was 6 months.
Yeah, she was on a plane, baby moon, right?
Yeah, well, not before, I mean, after she was born.
Yeah. So, she's she's getting all that. So,
But let me tell you one thing. One hack, I guess, is that what we used to do when we lived in Michigan, we would come back to New York often. We used to drive at night. It was like an 8 to 10 hour drive. So I would sleep during the day, drive all night. So she would be in the back sleeping the whole time. And that worked great because, it was easy. She wasn't fussy. We didn't have to worry about stopping and feeding and all this stuff. She would just sleep for the 8 hours. We make it to New York. Then I would just go knock out and they'll be up and like nothing happened. She just went to sleep, woke up in New York. So that was a good thing too.
that's a dad hack, I guess. Yeah, I gotta do that because I remember they told us we were taking our pictures. You take this baby picture. They act like they sleeping to keep her up all day, all night, and so she could sleep there. She did not want to sleep there. Like it was mad fun. Like give her the breast. She usually fall asleep. It was a whole thing. So I guess traveling, that's a hack right there. I can only imagine 2 kids traveling. No, we haven't been to that frontier yet. Like,
double the fun.
yeah, double the pleasure, double the fun. It's like 3 kids, 4 kids. Then you start thinking about which SUV to buy. We was talking about that, but
Yeah, you said you want the Cadillac.
IQ. There we go. Shout out to Cadillac who can sponsor us with a vehicle if they want for a family. But yeah, that traveling that's something that's changed, but it's a new experience traveling as a dad.